Hello and welcome back to Channel 8 Sports on TNS. I am your host, Rusty Dumbbell. And before we start today, I was told that I have to read a letter or a message, special message. I don't know what special. I'm special. Special message from TNS, and it says. The previous host, Pigskin A Blanket, has been terminated due to poor analysis. And I have to completely agree. I think the guy just was off his rocker or just doesn't watch football, but his picks were pretty bad, you know. And what he said about the Lions fans, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But let's continue. Channel 8 apologizes for our lapse in judgment and are proud to support our newest member of Channel 8 Sports, Rusty Dumbbell. Thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Let's get into it. Let's get into what happened in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And we can start off with the Houston Texans against the Baltimore Ravens. And this game was not much of a game at all. Although, I gotta say, CJ Stroud and the fact that he got to the playoffs and the Houston Texans in general, your future is extremely bright. And honestly, I can't wait to see what Stroud does next season. Hopefully he doesn't pull a Trevor Lawrence and just completely collapse, but I don't think that he's the type of guy to do that. And I am happy for Lamar Jackson. I gotta say, this is the guy that I picked to win the MVP to start the season, and boy, I'm probably not wrong. The guy's going to probably win the MVP. The other AFC divisional round game, we had the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills, and God dang, you know, I got a feel for Buffalo Bill fans. I really do. You make it to 4 Super Bowls and you lose all 4 times, and it seems like Patrick Mahomes has your number. Now, I'm a huge Josh Allen fan. I don't know what it is about sports media and hating this guy. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. Stephon Diggs, you got a big mouth, but you really cannot back it up, can you? You know, I hate guys like this who sit there and like to talk, act like they're God's greatest gift to the NFL playing field. And then the second that the big moment arises and, hey, let's put your narcissism in check, be the guy, you know. Stephon Diggs drops one of the most beautiful passes I've ever seen in NFL playoff history. I'm hoping that the Buffalo Bills wind up hauling Stephon Diggs the hell out, along with McDermott, and hopefully they get somebody like Devonta Adams. Could you imagine if Devonta Adams, who loves the cold, well, maybe doesn't love it, but he's good in it, all of a sudden a team with Josh Allen? That would be a fantastic duo. But once again, the Kansas City Chiefs are headed to the AFC Championship game. Let me get this out of the way first. All right, before I go into my diatribe and my hatred of the Kansas City Chiefs, you can see the gear I'm wearing. I'm a Chargers fan. Of course I hate the Chiefs. I've hated the Chiefs. I've always hated the Chiefs, okay? I like Trent Green. Back in the day, when I was growing up as a kid, Trent Green was dope, okay? And I liked Priest Holmes.
Psych! You thought, can't get rid of me that easy. Let's predict some playoff games. So once again, welcome to the TNS Network. This is Channel 8 Sports, and I am your host, Pigskin a Blanket. I have taken over this broadcast from a secure location in my backyard in my doomsday bunker. Okay, so the updated playoffs. Let's just go over a couple of the orders of business here. I was right. Actually, the Ravens game did end. The final score was Justin Tucker kicking a field goal, like I said. Now, the Bills-Chiefs game, I feel like a lot of people kind of thought that like this was the year for the Bills. That did not end up being true because they got hit with wide right to electric boogaloo. So the AFC Championship will be the Kansas City Chiefs going to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. I feel like this one should be coming right down to the wire. Both of these defenses have been quite the bastion of stopping other teams from scoring.
Terminated due to poor analysis.
So the defense, I think, should hold on for about 3 quarters for each of these teams, but I think that the 4th quarter is where these defenses are going to finally get tired, and these offenses will finally be able to make a little bit of headway, and that's where we're going to be seeing a majority of the back and forth scoring, making it more of a shootout in the latter half. All of that being said, I am depending on this hat, which actually the Chargers haven't done a whole lot to stop the Chiefs in recent years. They do give them a good run for their money every time they play, for the most part. This is all I have to counteract the devil magic of the Chiefs. Now for the NFC Championship game, you have the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Detroit Lions. This is very interesting. These divisional games were a lot of fun. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were actually able to give the poor man defense of the Lions fits, especially coming down into the end of the game, where ultimately the Lions did close it out with a interception. I think that the Lions most likely still take that win in overtime, but I do think that with a better O-line, that game does go into overtime. But then there was that other divisional game. The Packers going to San Fran to take on the Niners. The NFL season for me is a lot like a holiday. It's a holiday that lasts from September all the way to January. Specifically, if you're a Packers fan, it usually ends in January, which is I'm totally cool with. Because there's a lot of teams out there, let's face it, a lot of teams' seasons realistically end like the end of November. So the fact that like I can still watch football and be really invested in late December and January, I don't take that for granted. Yeah, so anyway, Packers lost, but we know that we have our guy of the future. We're excited about our future. There's a lot of teams that they just look at their future and they panic. And I'm really fortunate to be a part of a team where in the last 32 years, there's been 1 month where I wasn't sure about the future of our quarterback position. People can be like, haha, the Packers are out of the playoffs, what a loser. Dude, the fact that we were even there is fantastic. I was just happy to be there, honestly. We got invited to a casino. They gave us like 50 free bucks to use at the craps table. And we're like, oh, sure, I'll have fun. Have a free drink. Lose it all. Dude, I'll take that any day. So anyway, tangent over. Now we're talking about the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers, who, the Lions fans, by the way, have actually been sending a lot of really great positivity my way in recent days. So much so that a video of mine started to plateau at about 900 views, and because of all the positivity they were sending me every day, including all the hidden comments, which I just found this morning because I didn't realize that was a thing, it boosted it to 4,500 views. So thank you, One Pride. Now, whether you've been on Twitter or in real life saying, wow, the San Francisco 49ers sucked and the Packers still couldn't beat them, that is true. So if you're a Lions fan, you're probably feeling really, really good about being able to beat this 49ers squad, who Brock Purdy was just horrendous 90% of the game. Vintage Tom Brady kind of performance of 3 quarters of not really doing a whole lot, kind of a splash play here and there, but then when it came down to the wire, he willed his defense to keep him in the game long enough to put together one coherent drive and win the game. Now that the rust has been shaken off, are they awake enough to put a pounding on the Lions? Is that man defense going to kind of be your kryptonite to yourself in this game? Seeing how Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield started to easily tear that up near the end is a little bit frightening. And the 49ers have a lot of really good weapons, and if they get Deebo Samuel back from his shoulder injury, which I haven't seen any update on yet, that could be rough. So this is a game that is actually pretty tough for me to choose. There's been a lot of reasons so far in the season that I've not been shy about talking about, that I feel that I could not support them. Because a team that celebrates a divisional round win by going to Bangladesh and burning down an orphanage, that's not a team that I can support. And then on the other hand, you have the 49ers, who I despise. And if you really start to think about it, I haven't picked a single Lions game right this postseason. Not once. So I'm picking the Lions to win. That's right, I'm picking the Lions to win. All the talk of, that didn't age well, that didn't age well, that didn't age well, that didn't age well. We'll see how it ages this week. I'm picking the Lions to win. Because look, this goes one of two ways. I continue my streak of never getting a game right, and you guys lose. Or I'm right, and I don't have to hear the, that didn't age well. It's a win-win. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. God, watch this be Chiefs-Niners again. Damn. Okay, now, tradition. We flipped a coin last week, and what did the coin say? It said the Baltimore Ravens would win the Super Bowl. So I'm convinced that the winner will be coming from the AFC. Let's get that dramatic music ready, and let's flip this flippin' coin, shall we? Flip a coin.
It landed on tails.
I didn't set any... Hang on. This isn't collusion, guys. I never set who was heads and who was tails. And no, before you say anything, I cannot assume that Ravens would still be heads from last week. Jeez. All right, okay. Ravens. Heads. Lions. Tails. Flip a coin.
It landed on heads.
It landed on heads. And with that, I will no longer be defying the coin, and therefore, the Baltimore Ravens will win another Super Bowl in the 21st century. There is nothing to be ashamed of, Lions. You had a fantastic season, a fantastic postseason run, and like the Packers, your future in the NFL and the NFC North is bright, especially because you're losing Ben Johnson and your DC to the coaching hiring process this offseason. So enjoy that, Detroit. And that is how the NFL season will be ending, no doubt about it. You've been great. I've been eating a lot of mac and cheese lately.
I fully expect that Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens win the Lombardi Trophy, hoist it up, and be champions this NFL season. However, my heart wants the Detroit Lions to win. So that one guy, the guy who hosted this show before me, a guy who ripped apart the Detroit Lions fans and treated them like they were sewage. Treat them like they were yesterday's garbage. No, we're garbage. We're not garbage anymore. We're no longer having paper bags over our heads with 0-16 seasons. No. The Detroit Lions are here to stay. It's going to be one hell of a next decade with Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers going toe-to-toe for that division. I'm so happy to be a new host of Channel 8 Sports. This partnership, this friendship that I got with all of you, let's fill this comment section up with so many great memories of watching the Detroit Lions, so many great memories of the Chargers, so many great memories of the Green Bay Packers, and so many hateful comments towards the worst two franchises in existence, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Lose. Just lose. I need them to lose. I need them to lose. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you all next week.